Jonathan, there was an article a couple weeks ago where the doctor in Florida, the ER doc, lost custody. Out of the Daily Mail, there was one recently where they said, heartbroken doctor. They want to play on the fact that we got first responders. This doctor, again, was being refused custody by dad. I've always said, we want to see equal opportunity outrage. And have you seen any articles out there about dads losing custody with, unrelated to being a doctor, but just simply because of COVID? Have you seen anything out there about that?
These kind of cases are popping up all over the world. People losing custody or using this virus as an excuse to withhold the children from the other parent. This is now the second case we've read about in Florida with very similar fact patterns of a mother who's a doctor being withheld her children. I was actually curious, and as soon as I read that article, I did a search just to see if I could find anything on dads. My presumption is there's just as many dads that are doctors as there are mothers that are doctors. I didn't find one case in the media talking about a dad losing his custody.
Yeah, it is. I know it's out there. We all know it's out there. If you read the comments in this article, there are dads that comment on the Daily Mail article that, hey, I'm not getting to see my kids. I'm not a doctor. My wife's not a doctor. It's just COVID is an excuse. We know you're out there. The point is, ignore that it's a doctor. That is, to me, the media is playing it up as how dare you take, custody away from a mom. It's the unconscious stereotype that we've continued to see for years. Now it's even magnified during COVID. So Erica, what do you think? Should guys be really careful about denying custody to moms in this time? We don't want to get caught in a situation afterwards or even with an enforcement action.
Absolutely. The first thing we all have to remember is that a court order is a court order. And the steps that you are taking right now are going to be under a microscope. The judge is going to be criticizing and looking critically at every step you took along the way. So I want to give three tips for individuals who might be in this situation. The first thing you need to do is have a written communication to the other person expressing your concerns. I want you to keep in mind that anything that you write could be an exhibit. So you need to watch your tone, make sure your intentions are clear, and make sure that you're not being accusatory or assuming blame that the person, you don't want to infer that they're wanting to put the child's health at risk, right? So you want to make sure your tone is clear and you're expressing your concern to the other person in writing. The second thing I want you to do is document what you are doing to make sure that you are following all of the governor's orders for your state and making sure that you're following all the social distancing requirements. And also, I want you to document any information that you may have and evidence that you may have that the other person is not following the isolation orders or the social distancing orders. So make sure that you have something that you can bring to your attorney. And then lastly, before you decide to withhold placement, contact your attorney. In Wisconsin, we have this statute, it's a motion to enforce placement. And if you withhold the children and the court finds that it was intentional and unreasonable, you could be subjected to paying the other side's attorney's fees. So you need to make sure that you're speaking to an attorney, you're making the right choice, and you're putting all of your ducks in a row so that you are presenting your best case possible to the court to show that your concerns, which are real, are expressed appropriately and you're taking the right steps.